Hey everybody, this is Mark with TriPlumb again, doing another small tutorial on how to put an angle stop on. So as you can see, I have what here is a kitchen cabinet, kitchen sink. I'm gonna put on your typical quarter turn angle stop. This is nothing fancy. They do have nicer ones, but this one definitely does the job. It's gonna last a long time. I don't use the multi-turn valves. I prefer the quarter turn valve just because they're so much easier to use. There's not too much going on in there as far as washers that can go bad. These do and can go bad. Don't get me wrong, especially if they're not used for a long time. If you have hard water buildup, calcium buildup, lime scale, so forth and so on. I live in Phoenix, Arizona. The water here is extremely hard. So unless you have a whole house filter, softener, so forth and so on, you're gonna want to have to go on there. I'll say go on there every once in a while, turn this guy here. You know, if you're cleaning underneath the cabinet and you see it and it's in the on position, you don't gotta do anything fancy. That's it. Okay, very easy. Just to get that buildup off there. And I would say at least do it periodically. You know, maybe once every quarter, once every 6 months. If you let it go a little longer than that, it might be okay. But if you let it sit there for years and years, chances are you may go turn this and it may or may not fully turn on or off. So just want to make you aware of that, okay? So very easy to put these things on. There is nothing to it. I always put a 5/8 discussion on there. You can get these from any retail store, Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace. But that's just a beauty ring to cover the holes that the cabinet makers drill for our water lines and drains in this situation to clean out. So I'll put my 5/8 section over there now. I like to have the pipe nice and clean. This one's actually relatively clean. Sometimes you'll get drywall guys in here and they'll just mud this up or even paint it. This one is fairly clean, so not too much cleaning is required, just to make sure there's no burrs or anything funky on it. You know, we want a nice, clean, watertight seal. All right. Now, one thing, not required, but I do it anyways, is I put my beautiful Blue Monster pipe thread sealant, aka pipe dope thread sealant. It's great. I love it. I use Monster. I use Monster Teflon tape. It's fantastic. Just kind of a plug out for those guys. Good job. Great label, by the way. Awesome. All right. So this is a compression. This is a compression angle stop. They work pretty simple. There goes your nut on there. It's called a ferrule, your washer. Throw that on there. Now, not required, but I do it. I do it. Maybe some of you guys are like, oh, what are you doing, man? It's not required. I get it. But you know what? It makes me feel better. And the homeowner, I don't want any leaks. Okay, so I put a little on there. It doesn't have to, you don't have to goop it on there. Just put a little bit on there, you know. All right, now, and it's up my hand. Very easy, right? Okay, so it's like that. Now, some guys like to have them tight against the wall. There's a little bit of space in between there, between the discussion and this nut here, the compression nut. Not overly crazy, but it works. Okay, make sure it's all nice and straight. Yeah, that's okay. And I got a nice little open space here, which is fantastic. Doesn't always work that way. Now, tools to use. Just your basic crescent wrench and this little guy here. Now, if you don't have this guy here, which is a angle stop tool, angle stop wrench, if you're an everyday plumber, you got to have one of these. Even if you're, well, I won't say a homeowner, but these are fantastic. Now, I know there's other tools for the job. You could get away with just using 2 crescent wrenches, and I'll just kind of show you what that looks like if you're not going to want to invest in one of these, and they're not that much. I got this from Van Mark Plumbing supplied it, so this is relatively cheap. I think you can buy one of these at Home Depot as well. But if you want to use a couple of crescent wrenches, it's not too bad. Make sure you get a good bite. Oh, by the way, blue bucket or any kind of bucket. Anytime you cut the pipe here, make sure you use a little blue bucket underneath it because there could be water there. Okay. And make sure you shut the water off too. I know that sounds stupid, but I've seen plenty of guys who don't do it. Okay. Now, if you're going to use 2 crescent wrenches, back it up. See these smooth sides right here? That's what that's for. Okay. Not all of the angle stops are equal. Some of them are different layouts. And then put the other guy going opposite. Tighten him up where he's nice and snug around that nut. And just go to town on it. That's it. Like, pretty easy. Make sure that's all straightened out nice and pretty. If you guys see that blinking red dot, that red light on the escutcheon, that's my GoPro. Alright. Easy. Now, let's say you do buy one of these. How to use it. Very simple. A lot easier than the crescent wrenches. It's a handle. Look at that. It threads right on there. 3/8. I rarely use this one. I think it's 5/8. I don't remember now. Maybe 3/4. But it's rare that I use those. We just don't run into that many of them anymore. Or if we ever put on angle stops, we don't ever put on the 5/8 top here. We never do. We always go 3/8 typically. Okay. So again, you're gonna grab it. Make sure your crescent wrench is secure and go. Okay. Now this is already pretty snug. Now if you notice, I'm not in there putting my shoulder, my back, glutes. I'm not putting all my body weight behind it. There's no need for all that. Just make sure it's snug. And when you turn the water back on, check for leaks. You may be asking how I cut the pipe. There's a number of different things you could do. I have a pair of rigid mini cutters here. I took the 10 mil off, and then maybe you're asking why there's 10 mil. There's 10 mil because this is coming through the brick, and we wanted to make sure that our pipe. You have to make sure your pipe is wrapped, because if not, the line from the mortar can eat through that pipe. It may take a while, but still. So I just put it on there, tighten it up, did some revolutions, tighten it up again, revolutions, tighten it up, turned it, and then you're good to go. So that's it. Pretty simple. I keep it in the opposition until I get the water back on. Make sure you clean up all your mess here. Don't leave that, it's just ugly. But that's it. Nothing too complicated about putting an angle stop on. And if you're a big guy, good luck, because you might not fit in there so well like me. So anyways, this has been another tutorial about how to put an angle stop on. If you have any questions, feel free to put it in the comment section below. And if you want us to take care of that for you, we're in the Phoenix area. Give us a call, 602-622-7088. Or go visit us on our website, TriPlumb.com, www.TriPlumb.com. I'll send a link below. So, hey, have a good day, folks.